Okay, it is time for Duelist Challenge, and we will go into against Ishizu. Did mean to do this one yesterday, but as you all know, if you watch previous videos of just before this one, yes, hard drive, it did crap itself, and it had this duel on it. So I am going to use, that's my user decks. Let's use... I started off with Amazoness Warriors. I think it's in GX, so... where is it? Amazoness Warriors. Tanya's Amazoness Warriors one isn't at full power. However, the duel that I played against Ishizu was the Amazoness deck at full power, and it still lost. So I'm using a bit of a nerfed one here, obviously, but even though it's a nerfed one, we've actually got a pretty good hand. We actually got rid of the Amazoness deck off of the Switch. We had to make more room for Orichalcos players as our deck slots are getting low. But thankfully, Tanya's one's still relatively good. So this Prophecy deck, Spellbook, and the monsters that go with it are these Prophecy monsters. So I am familiar with the deck a little bit already. We'll have a look at the deck after this first match. As you see, the AI will always sort of draw their sort of best function straight off the bat. Because the Spellbook card's been placed, that card there can be attributed for a stronger monster. I forget their names and all that, but as you see, this Prophecy book, this Spellbook and Prophecy deck is actually really, really good. I actually really like it. There's a lot of combos that you can play with it. If Ishizu ever decides to end her turn. I really should have played Queen's Pawn last turn. Let's go with Amazoness Fighter. The main strength with the Spellbook Prophecy Monsters deck here is that they can get these strong monsters out relatively easy, but they don't have a lot of defense. So against things obviously like Mirror Force and Raigeki, they'll get hit, and monster effects as well. So they're not super overpowered, but strategically they're quite fun to play. So Amazoness Archer, that's not a bad card. It's just Tanya's deck just isn't that strong. For the Amazoness, it can be so much better. But like I said, I played against the Prophecy deck with a full-powered Amazoness deck yesterday, before the hard drive crapped, and it did beat it. The Amazoness deck lost, which was pretty surprising. It wasn't even really a close match, because the effects can remove the Amazoness's support cards like Amazoness Onslaught and Village. That's where it got me, because I had both of them on the field, and the Spellbook Prophecy deck just wiped them both off the field, which exploits the weakness of the Amazoness deck. It doesn't really have any effects to protect its spell and trap cards. That's where if you can get rid of Village and Onslaught, that's where the Amazoness deck can be completely broken open. That's a good card as well. Spellbook, Magician of Prophecy. You can draw your Spellbook cards out the deck with that. The field spell card isn't that useful. It's not bad. You can send your Spellbook cards from the graveyard back to the bottom of the deck. So it's not a bad effect, but it's not that useful either compared to some of the effects that it gets. So but no, it's a pretty cool deck. I don't mind it at all. Alright, turn change. One more for Ishizu. She should be able to wipe me out after. Oh, maybe not. Still got 2,800 life points. Oh no, she might be able to now. She can use that Temperance of Prophecy. If you play a Spellbook card first and then get that to the field, you can tribute them both for World of Prophecy or High Priestess of Prophecy. Either one. The 4 cards in the extra deck, one of them's Big Eye and the other one is actually a Prophecy monster as well. Which again is very cool that a Prophecy monster actually is one of the featured cards. So I'll use the deck itself now. So let's go to Deck Edit. And as you see, the deck slots are thinning. Oops. Okay. Yugioh, Duelist, Ishizu. Where is she? There she is. There we go. Spellbook Prophecy. So, High Priestess of Prophecy reveals 3 Spellbook cards in your hand. Special summon that card from your hand. So it's not even that difficult to get to the field because there's a lot of Spellbook cards. You can banish 1 Spellbook spell from your hand or graveyard, then target 1 card on the field and just destroy it. And it's not monster, it can be any card as well. So that's a pretty good card. Justice of Prophecy, you can banish this card from the field to add both 1 level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster monster, and 1 Spellbook card from your deck to your hand. You can only use that effect once per turn, but at 1600, also pretty good. Royal Magical Library. That draws Spellbook cards from the deck. That's one that we just saw in that duel. You play any Spellbook card first and summon that. Then you can tribute that Temperance of Prophecy and special summon level 5 or higher light or dark spellcaster monster from your deck. You cannot special summon another level 5 or higher monster during the turn you activate that effect. So it's got its catch-22, but it's not a bad card. And then Hierophant of Prophecy, 2 level 7 spellcaster monsters, which I never actually summon this, but you can detach 1 XYZ, destroy spell trap cards your opponent controls to the number of Spellbook spell cards in your graveyard. So again, pretty good. Big Eye doesn't really suit the theme, but it's in there. And you can take control of enemy monsters by detaching XYZ, which is actually pretty broken because that's 2600 in itself. And the Spellbook cards, them ones are good. They give you 1000 attack. I've only used the deck a couple of times, obviously, so I don't remember every one of the effects, but all the Spellbook cards have their own unique effect. Let's go campaign, and let's go with... I actually battled Mai. So if we go use a deck and go... Oops, a duelist, Ishizu. I battled Mai with the Spellbook deck yesterday as well, and yesterday I did win against it. Mai's Harpy deck isn't too powerful here, but it does... oh, it's one against Taya. I played the Mai against Joey, but they're relatively the same deck. So, Dimensional Prison, that's a good card as well. It's like a Sakuretsu armor, but it banishes instead of destroys. Oops. So you need another Spellbook card in your hand. Target 1 normal spell card in your graveyard, except Spellbook of Master, blah blah blah. And then do you add it to your hand? This card's effect becomes that target's effect. You can copy that 1000 attack boosting Spellbook card. There's Bottomless Trap Hole. I reckon we pass turn. Because Birdface will give Mai Harpies. You don't really want Mai drawing out Harpies. And Harpy's pet baby dragon has come to the field, but she still doesn't attack. Ah, there we go. 1000 point buffer. Let's play our other 1600. There we go. That'll be 2600. So gains 1000 attack. And if it does, each time it destroys an opponent's monster by battle this turn, you can add one spellbook spell from your deck to your hand. That's a pretty damn good effect. Oops. Especially for this deck. Go after Birdface. Do 1,000 points of damage. Alright, Spellbook of Power. So now we can draw a spellbook card from the deck. Maya will draw a Harpy. She went with regular old Harpy lady. So Spellbook of Power. I am going to draw... I'm going to draw another Spellbook of Power. Because that is one of the better cards. And we'll get rid of Harpy's Pet Baby Dragon. So yeah, the Spellbook Prophecy deck, I quite like it. I actually want to use this one a little bit more. So with Justice of Prophecy now, you can yeet it off the field and you can pull one of these to your hand. I'm going to go with the 2900 because the 2500 ones are a little bit easier to summon. Deck to hand, let's go with... I'm going to go with that just to change it up a bit. If you usually would go with the other Spellbook of Power, but we've got 3 different spellbooks. Oh, that went to hand. I think if there's 4 on the field, 4 in your hand. You can reveal 4 spellbook cards in your hand with different names. Destroy all other cards on the field. So that one there's a bit of a trump card. You can just sweep the whole field with World of Prophecy's effect. It also looks cool. Alright, so activate effect. I've got 3 different spellbook cards in my hand. So you show them all to your opponent, which, what does that even matter? And then 2500 can come to the field with Dimensional Prison and Mirror Force and Bottomless Trap Hole and all that. Supporting the deck as well, this deck actually does get very powerful. So another Spellbook of Power. Put that on down here. Should have activated that first. Each time a spellbook spell card is activated, place spell counter on it. All spellcaster monsters gain 100 attack. When this card with spell counters is destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can add spellcaster monsters from your deck to your hand whose level is less than or equal to the number of spell counters on that. So once per turn, you can banish one spellbook spell card from your hand or graveyard, then target one card on the field and destroy it. So have a look at this. So let's, yep, that'll do. Get rid of that from our hand. There goes Harpy Lady. And we can now do 50, 100, which isn't quite all of Maya's attack points. Oh, it's a shame because the duel I had with Joey's, my opponent, actually got a couple of Harpies out. They didn't really do anything though. It was, you know, I'm going to draw the field spell. Just for lols. But no, this Spellbook Prophecy deck, I quite like it. It's very strategic, very cool. The monsters look cool. The theme of it's cool. Royal Magical Library, you know, you need a library to put your books away. Alright, set that down. And from here... now we can just reveal a spellbook card again. And just use that one in the hand and we can just destroy the monsters that are down. So against decks that rely on, or decks that aren't quick at getting special summons, this deck will just continuously sweep the field as well. So we beat Maya pretty easy on that. Let's do a GX deck. Let's go after... let's do Amnail. Wasn't Amnail, didn't he have a prophecy of ending the world or some sort? I think the other deck I did yesterday was just against like Joey or like Mako or something. The Spellbook deck absolutely stomped it. Okay, so have a look at this for a starting hand. Alright, let's start with this. You have no spellbook cards in your graveyard. Reveal 3 in the deck. Your opponent adds, I think it's one randomly to the hand. Let's go with that, and field spell. Add one of them to your hand. I think it's random though. Your opponent randomly adds one of them to your hand. Reveal 3 spellbook cards. 1, 2, 3. You can pull that to the field. Don't want to activate its effect. It'll destroy itself. Temperance of Prophecy can come to the field. We can then activate You've activated a spellbook card previously, so that's shown. Huh. During your main phase. You know what, it don't matter. I activated that first, so I thought that effect would come into play. You can tribute this card, special summon one level 5 or higher light or dark monster. You cannot special summon another level 5. Oh, maybe it's because I've special summoned that. I think that's would be what it is, because I've special summoned this one before that, so I probably should have yeeted him first, but that's okay. Can never go wrong with the Mirror Force. Alright, let's go and power up our guy here. Now we can activate the effect and we can pull the other one, but let's do it. I probably should have equipped it to that then, shouldn't I? Yeah. But that's okay. We're giving Amnail the we're giving him a chance to fight back, but look at this. If I activate its effect, I can put 2 spell cards back from my graveyard into my deck, but it's okay. Oops, I wasn't meant to do that. It's been a long day. It really has. Losing the hard drive wasn't a fun realization, because I had there wasn't much Yu-Gi-Oh stuff in there, and the other guys have backups of that anyway. Daniel and Cameron have backups of stuff, because in terms of the digital world, if it doesn't exist in 3 places, it might as well not exist at all. I did only have my GTA Vice City Stories videos on that one hard drive. There was some Mario stuff on there. My Donkey Kong run was on there as well. It's extremely inconvenient, but it is what it is. Another Temperance of Prophecy, so we're not getting a lot of variation. So that's going out of the graveyard and removed from play. Get rid of that. Probably could have activated that, then summoned him, and then summoned another one. But it doesn't really matter. Well, Amnail barely got through 2 turns. So this Prophecy deck, as you see, it's pretty good. And I didn't even play it that well in that one. Let's play a Duelist Challenge. We'll do one more with it. Let's go up against... what does Weevil have? Oh, the Insector. The Insector are really, really good. That is a super good insect deck. I love the Insector cards. And, well, I say that, but, I mean, I was trying to beat the challenge deck, and Weevil kept beating me. I think I was using the Amazon S deck, too. And I was like, man, this deck is infuriating to play against, but it's really good. So, alright, Dimensional Prison. Let's summon Spellbook Magician of Prophecy. Allow us to draw a Spellbook card. The 1,000 point buffer just does so much. Alright, field spell. Alright, we're good for this turn. So for those who haven't seen the Inzektor cards before, the Inzektor cards, they are like just a well-oiled machine. They do so many effects and you can do so much power-up. See, look at this. Look at these Inzektor power-up cards. 3,800 on first turn. Why couldn't I activate my Dimensional Prison? And there it is. When the equipped monster declares an attack, your opponent cannot activate spell or trap cards. Alright. Okay. I do not have a... I can't get my strong guy to the field because I don't have a spellbook card that I can activate. Damn. Okay, now it said equipped monster. Yeah, the Inzektor cards are awesome, man. I reckon it's one of the best insect decks out there. And look at this. 4,000, and it's going to do piercing damage as well. I can't even activate my trap cards. I was hoping Weevil would play another monster. Oh, alright. That was an absolute demolition. I'm going to... Oh, I'll play him again, but no, the Inzektor deck is awesome. And powerful as well. Very, very difficult to beat. If you're not, like, prepared for it. Like, the Inzektor deck is very beatable, but, again, it's like going up against Cynthia and her Garchomp. If you're not prepared, they will beat you up. So, alright, Weevil's gone with a defense and a face down. Alright, we have no spellbook cards in our graveyard. Now I am going to pull Spellbook of Power. Oh, that's right, it's random by opponent. It has to be ones with 3 different names. Spellbook of Secrets lets you draw spellbook cards, so that's useful as well. And let's go with... Oh, that'll do. Field Spell will do. I don't want the Field Spell though. Either one of the other 2 cards is what I actually want. Don't give me the Field Spell card. Spellbook of Power, that'd be the ideal one. But that is still fine. Spellbook of Secrets. Can only activate 1 per turn. You can draw the monsters with it as well, but I need some strength. Book of Moon's a good card as well. Alright, Temperance of Prophecy. Activate. Alright, so we can send him to the graveyard, and we can pull... We can pull that 2,500, have 3 spellbook cards, and possibly destroy cards on Weevil's field. Even though the 2,900 is... Bruh. Well, I guess fair's fair. I do have one of them on my side of the field as well, but... Thought I was going to get my good guy out. Inzektor Dragonfly. Again, that's a card. Yeah, well, you know what? Defense. I don't really want that face up, given what Weevil did with it last duel. Inzektor Earwig. Inzektor Gigamantis. See, look, they all combine onto each other. Ah, that's that card that blocks all my magic and traps. Oh my god, he's got it at 4,200. You gotta admit, it's a good deck. It's a really good deck, that Insector. One, look at this. I'm getting 26. I'm gonna get to... Ah, yes, I can only play one of them per turn. Now I can draw a Spellbook card from deck to hand. Doesn't really matter though, it doesn't even matter what I draw. I don't think that can even work, because... Oh, when the equipped monster declares an attack. Okay. You control a spellcaster monster, you can return set spell or trap. Oh, set spell or trap. Change one. Face down defense. Okay, okay. Banish one card your opponent controls. Now there are some effects I can get the banished back out, so unless he's got another... I don't think he does though, it's only... Yes! Okay, there we go. Even lets it get back to his hand. Alright. Alright, I'm gonna go for my 2900 deck to hand. Oops, I meant spellbinding. Well, if you're gonna misclick, that's the sort of card that you want to misclick. Oh, that went to my hand, not the field. The other one does the field. Damn. Alright, Insector Dragonfly. It might still be okay though. Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. Banish one spellcaster type monster from your graveyard and reveal one other spellbook card in your hand. Target one spellcaster type monster in your graveyard. That's what I want. So yeah, it's got good graveyard returns. Why can't I use it? Banish one spellcaster monster from your graveyard. I have one in there, don't I? Yes. Reveal one other spellbook card. Target one spellcaster monster. Special summon. Why can't I activate that then? Or is he doing something? From what I'm reading, I don't know why I can't activate that. Oh, look at that. He's just pulled that straight from the graveyard and equipped that to his Insector. Well, it's almost been half an hour. We have seen enough of the Spellbook deck to sort of get the gist of it. It is a very cool deck. I will get back at Weevil at some day, but that Insector deck, that deck is insane. Like off the charts insane. I remember having a lot of trouble trying to beat it when I was first playing through all the challenge duels as well. I think I did end up beating it with the Amazon S deck, but it took me a lot of attempts, which says a lot. So, well, thanks everybody for tuning in. Assuming my hard drive, I had 3 of them, now I have 2. Assuming the other 2 don't break, we should be able to see this video tonight. Well, thanks for tuning in wherever you are in the world. Stay safe, take care, farewell.